2021 was overall not so bad in terms of sales for Nio. How much cars did they sell, and what is the revenue of Nio I do estimate for 2021? Let's find out in this Nio 2021 sales and revenue overview video. In terms of deliveries, Nio had no new car that boosted deliveries in 2021, but still managed to more than double the number by 109% from 43,728 cars in 2020 to 91,429 cars in 2021, as you can see in this chart from CNEV Post. If we take a look at the monthly deliveries, we see that the monthly delivery numbers vary a bit up and down, but over a longer time period they are actually increasing. The year started strong with 7,225 cars in January. Usually the car sales are stronger at the end of the year, but Nio still surpassed the 7,007 deliveries from December 2020. During the middle of the year numbers varied around the 7,000 cars mark, mainly due to the global chip shortage at that time. But then at September deliveries finally began to come to a new high with 10,628 cars delivered. In October we had a big drop due to facility upgrades to prepare the production for the ET7. We now have a production of 120,000 cars in single shift, what would mean around 10,000 cars per month, which is what we are currently seeing for deliveries. There is to consider that some of the production capacity is used for the production of the Nio ET7 coming out March 28th. If we have a look on the quarterly deliveries, the increase of deliveries gets displayed even more. Nio increased deliveries over 7 quarters in a row, even the last one, with the low October deliveries of 3,667 cars. In 2022 it will be very likely that delivery numbers will continue to rise, especially with the delivery of the ET7 and later the ET5. But deliveries are not the only numbers which we are interested in. What matters most for a company is its revenue, and with it its profit. In Q1 2021 Nio generated a sales revenue of $1.13 billion and a side revenue of $88 million, which lead to a combined revenue of $1.218 billion with a gross margin of 19.5%. This is the revenue of 2019 and half of the revenue of 2020 in one quarter alone. In Q2 the total revenue was at $1.308 billion with a gross margin of 18.6%. Then in Q3 side revenues began to increase a lot by 118% to $181.4 million compared to the second quarter, leading to a total revenue for Q3 of $1.521 billion with a gross margin of 20.3%. Now for the fourth quarter there are currently no numbers out for yet, but I will do an estimation of Q4 by taking the numbers of the previous quarters and the same gross margin as Q3 had of 20.3%. My estimation will be at $1.373 billion in sales revenue, an increase of around 10% of side income to $200 million, and a total revenue for Q4 of around $1.573 billion. The most uncertain number will be the side revenue by battery as a service subscriptions, for example, because it is hard to estimate or to calculate with no further data. Thus the number is small compared to the sales revenue, which lowers the impact of larger deviation. With the fourth quarter estimated, Nio will have an estimated revenue of $5.624 billion in 2021, which is also more than the double of the 2020 revenue, and an increase of around 125%. You can clearly see the growth in revenue over the last 4 years. From 2018 to 2019, we had a 56% growth. From 2019 to 2020, there was a 121% growth, and from 2020 to 2021 an estimated 125% growth. You see that even the growth is rising in percentage. This is a very positive future outlook for Nio so far. And I doubt that it will decrease much next year. You may ask yourself, why is Nio not profitable yet? Well, if we look at the net loss of the quarters of 2021, in Q1 the net loss amounts $68.8 million. In Q2 2021 net loss increased by 30% to $90.9 million. For the third quarter, the net loss was at $129.6 million. There is a slightly increase in net loss. But in all the quarters, R&D expenses surpassed the net loss. So basically, if Nio would cut down on R&D expenses, Nio could be already profitable by now. In Q1, Nio could have had a profit of $36 million, in Q2 $45 million, and in Q3 $55.6 million. Though this is not the major goal right now. The target of Nio is to play it out for long term. That means by investing money now into R&D will generate a multiple in money in later years. If you look at the pace Nio is releasing new cars like the ET7 and the ET5, I think that it explains itself why net loss and R&D expenses have slightly increased over the last quarters. So Nio is not that far from being profitable, and maybe next year we could see the first profitable quarter for Nio, and 2023 may be the first profitable year. I like to add that a lot of people compare the Nio deliveries to those of XPeng, but you have to consider that not the deliveries, but the actual revenue matters the most. Nio has a slightly bigger gross margin than XPeng, and the average price of a sold car is also higher. XPeng sold 25,666 cars in Q3 compared to Nio with 24,439, but Nio generated $1,340.4 million compared to $847.4 million of XPeng. So don't only look at the delivery numbers. Even though Nio delivered 5% less cars than XPeng, they had 58% more revenue than XPeng. Here we are at the end of this rather numbers-heavy video. I hope you enjoyed it and got a better overview of Nio's firm numbers in 2021. But this is what actually matters for Nio at the moment, and a lot of investors are not seeing behind the curtain. You see that the fundamentals are quite strong for Nio at the moment, which makes me believe in the future of Nio. I hope you have a nice day. See you in the next video.